Hello guys, how are you? I hope you're fine and you're doing great. And you might be so excited for this new video. So, in today's video, we are going to look at the chapter Motion of Class 9 of Physics NCERT. So what are we going to look in this chapter? We are going to look at a very important numerical question. So without delay, let's get into it. So here we have a question. The question is, a car starts from rest and acquire a velocity of 54 km per hour in 2 seconds. The things that we have to find from here are that number 1, the acceleration, number 2, distance traveled by car, assuming that the motion of the car is uniform. So in here, in the main question, we have 2 subdivisions and we have to answer both the bits. So let's solve it now. So in this question that we have here the main question, as we can say, and here the sub questions. So in the main question that we will be given with the details that have given to us to use in the question for solving the answer, and the rest too we are going to find it together. We will be solving it. So if you guys remember, what is the first step I have taught you to do in any problem of physics, any numericals? So if you remember it, to write the values that have been given to us from the given question. So here also let's do the same trick or same step. So I have always said you to start with what? U. So what is U? U that we have is the initial velocity of any body in motion. It might be at rest also in the beginning, its initial velocity, right? So in this question, here we have been given rest. As I have said you right now, it could be at rest. A bike from rest has got into motion. You have seen it in Pulsar ad, right? Just similar to that. So it is in rest, so it started. So the initial velocity, so when the bike started or the car started, it would be 0. Let's write the unit also just for the fun of it. But it's not really the fun for it. We are writing the units because if we write in everything for 0, no need to write 0 meter per second. But I am writing it so that you will remember to write the units for everything. We should write it for everything. Now, nothing is harm to us if we write it for 0. But it will harm us a lot when we forget to write it for any other thing, any other unit. Okay then. The next thing is that here we have a velocity which is 54 km per hour. So the velocity is equal to 54 km per hour. So if you remember, what is the standard unit of velocity? The standard unit of velocity is meter per second. So if we should convert this 54 kilometers per hour into our standard form, that is into meter per second. So if we do that, we get 54 km per hour as 15 meter per second. Try to solve it by yourself and check the answer. And then if you observe the question in detail, you will be finding one more thing that we have in the question. So what is it? It's the time that you've been given to us, which is 2 seconds. So t, remember, write it as small t. Small t represents time. So now again check the question. Do we have anything else that you can write from the question that is helpful to us? if you really check, nothing is there much. So let's proceed. Now in here, as we have two bits in a single question, first let's solve the first bit, then move on to this second bit. So in the first bit, we have to find the acceleration. As simple as it, we have given nothing but the direct question. So the first one, acceleration, we have to find the acceleration. So what is the formula of acceleration? If you guys remember, it is nothing but initial velocity. I am writing it as IV minus final velocity by time. Am I doing anything wrong over here? Yes, I am doing something wrong. I wrote it as initial velocity minus final velocity by time. It's not initial velocity minus final velocity. It's final velocity minus initial velocity. So the formula would be final velocity minus initial velocity by time. So now it's just walk on a piece of cake. So the final velocity that we have here is what? The V. That is, we converted it became 15 meter per second square, minus, what is the initial velocity or U that we got? It is 0 meter per second, so 15. So here also I am writing the units that you won't forget it. Okay, then the time that is given to us is 2. Okay, so just simplify it now. What do you get? 15 minus 0 is 15. So this calculation also is very simple that we have here. So 15 by 2, what is it? 7.5 meter per second square. Okay, so this is what is the acceleration. So what do you have to find in the first bit? The acceleration. And what have we found over here? Acceleration. So what else will you do? Just move on to the next question. So come on, let's go. We have completed the first part of the question now.